Hey, everybody.
Hey, everyone. We're back again.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed, we are.
Uh-huh.
I have to play our theme song.
Yeah. I
Damn it.
noticed that after you started it, but that's okay.
That is okay.
Yeah.
Sleepy.
Yeah, very sleepy. And it's been a long day. Found out this morning that my grandma passed away.
Yes.
May she rest
So-
in peace.
Yes. I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad it seems like your family's handling it well.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it wasn't an unexpected thing. She's been on her way out for a long time. So I think she hasn't been alive for a while. So
And you got to say goodbye this last time you went to see him.
Yeah.
So that really was nice.
That was really nice. I'm glad I did that.
That was able to happen.
There's that moment of recognition. Like she didn't,
Yeah.
before there was no recognition, and then she looked at me and her eyes got bigger and she said, "Thank you for coming to see me."
Yeah.
And then she was gone again.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what you'd said
Yeah.
when you came home on that one podcast, how,
Yeah.
it was nice to have that moment.
Yeah.
So it made it all worth it.
Yeah, it's true. Just like you with Nanny.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. There's that moment of recognition and then it was over.
Yeah, it's not an easy thing
No.
to go through.
But at the very least, she's not in any pain anymore because she was in a lot of pain.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that whole, it's that, where is that line?
Yeah.
To where you just let it go and, when you don't let it go,
Yeah. And even for that matter, too, it's like, well, you just let it go. Well, what exactly does let it go mean? Because, yeah, she wasn't of sound mind that she could have made a choice like that. She couldn't. Right. So it was a lot of my family, but I think there's the relief. We will miss her, but there's the relief that she's not barely hanging on to life.
Yep.
With no memory.
And no one is suffering either.
Yeah.
So, yes. So what else?
For more uplifting news, cancer has risen 80% in the last 20 years.
You said for more uplifting news?
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh.
I'm attempting humor.
Oh. That's what that was.
I know, it's a swing and a miss. So I was going to say, I'm not sure if it's a swing and a miss. It's me trying to take dark material and make it funny.
Okay.
That's it. But yeah, that's something. Cancer has risen nearly 80% in 20 years. And the whole thing is why? And I wasn't able to find anything about why, but that's, as far as cancer rates, the number of people diagnosed,
right,
it's gone up almost 80% in the last 20 years.
Huh. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It's the whole what's causing this.
What is this here? I'm just seeing this City Hall subway.
What about City Hall subway?
There's a
What's a closed station?
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. We've gotten to see that, I remember, a few years ago.
Yeah.
Every now and then, I think maybe it's once a year or so, the city will do, and the MTA will have they'll advertise it, and the train will go through. It'll pass City Hall. City Hall used to be a very busy and popular station on subways here in NYC. And it's apparently, though, it's not the right size to be able to for the trains as long as they are now to stop. So basically, the trains skip over it now.
Well, it says the number 6 uses the old City Hall station to turn around.
There you go.
And there's paid tours.
Exactly, there's paid tours, and I know it's also something just I know usually like once a year or so, just the regular trains, you get on them and you have to watch. Because the City Hall station is not lit up, because it's not an open station anymore.
Right.
But if you watch, you can see glimpses of it through the windows as you're flying by it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, if you stay on the 6.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh, this is the last stop, get off. Don't get off.
Like, nope, stay on.
Stay on and you'll
pass it.
Yep. I'll email it to you.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I remember just you didn't really see it much because it gets dark.
Yeah.
But I know we've seen there have been pictures of it taken before, and there's been artwork of it done before. It is beautiful. It's a
I'm
shame
sure-
it's not in stock anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure if you ask, one of the train conductors, they'll know
No, maybe.
You what the dealio is.
Yeah, and it's from what I understand, it's they could redo the station to fit the new trains, but why? It's a lot of extra cost to extension, and we already have MTA prices going up, so we really need to charge people more
Right.
for this. But I could understand the value of doing it.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, this is cool. I don't know if you saw this, but there has been there have been 4 excellently preserved Roman swords that have been discovered by Israeli researchers in a cave overlooking the Dead Sea.
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah. Now these swords, 3 of them are in wooden scabbards, which it's incredible. I mean, we're talking about Roman swords in a wooden scabbard. Those wooden scabbards have lasted over 1,000 years. Like, really? But they have. But yeah, these were found in a near inaccessible crevice by a team photographing an ancient inscription on a stalactite.
Wow.
Like, there is an ancient inscription on a stalactite?
That is
I didn't know there were
unbelievable.
ever any inscriptions on stalactites, but
Right?
how cool is that? But there's, it's assumed, at this point, archaeologists are saying it's the dry desert climate around the Dead Sea that likely enabled the preservation of artifacts that would not survive elsewhere in Israel. Now I've got a quote here from Eli Esposito. He's the director of Israel Antiquities Authority. He says, "This is a unique time capsule whereby fragments of scrolls, coins from the Jewish revolt, leather sandals, and now even swords in their scabbards, sharp as if they had only just been hidden away today." How cool is that?
Yeah. Very cool.
Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Thank you, Panda. You have to do my nasal spray again tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. But just looking over this one thing.
Okay.
What was that tripod bear that broke in?
Oh, yeah, there's a 3-legged bear that actually had gotten into the lanai of a family home in Florida. And he was sniffing around trying to find food.
Right.
Didn't find any food, but he got into their White Claw stash in the bar.
That's funny.
And apparently, what is it? Strawberry mango is his favorite flavor.
Aw.
So yeah, it's like, all right, get yours on, bear. I saw a clip of a video for it. There's one of the sons, teenage son. You can see him looking out of direction, and you can see a look of surprise on his face. And he reaches down, grabs something, and you don't see it till he starts walking back the other direction. He grabbed their dog and was leading the dog away.
Right.
Why? Because apparently the dog was just barking like crazy when this bear came into the lanai.
Right.
But yeah, it's up when he said, I'm trying to tell the bear there's no food out here. There's no food.
And it's a local bear, so they know.
Yeah, they call him Tripod. He's neighborhood bear. The neighborhood knows him.
Right.
They recognize him. He's around. They haven't had any issues with him, which is good. But Tripod wants to get his drink on him. Yeah, they go. Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I would think probably if they keep it, have food out for him and he can be relatively well fed, they will likely never have an issue with him.
Okay.
But then I'm not a bear expert. That's just from what I understand. Like, I know things about sharks. I don't know that much when it comes down to bears. But I think it's the same kind of thing.
Right.
If they've got food, they will leave you alone.
Hey. If they're hungry, they're hungry.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what are you to do? You can't, you can lead a bear of water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah.
You can lead a bear to fucking, what was he drinking?
He was drinking White Claw.
You can.
He was drinking liquor.
booze, and no wonder why he lost his leg.
Does Tripod have a history with liquor?
I guess.
Maybe he knows. And of course, the whole neighborhood knows that it's, I was going to say, he gets his mango strawberry White Claw, it's going to be trouble ahead.
See,
Maybe he's going to be a two-legged bear coming up for that.
retired doctor found with guns, drugs, and prostitutes after cops raid 70-foot yacht over a woman who didn't feel safe there.
Oh, I hope she's okay.
Yeah, I mean, they found him, Scott Anthony Burke, was slapped with drug trafficking and weapons charges after cops raided his luxury vessel and uncovered a trove of guns, cocaine, and ketamine.
Of course.
Let's see. A woman called needed medical assistance. Let's see. I just find the article funny. How about prostitutes found with a doctor?
Yeah.
How come it couldn't have been that?
Yeah.
Why was it retired doctor found with blah, blah, blah?
Yeah.
How come it wasn't prostitutes found with doctor? And, okay. Just asking questions.
Yeah.
The woman on board did not want to be there, was under the influence of narcotics, possibly had overdosed. Burke allegedly led them to his bedroom where they found the woman who appeared to be under the influence of an unknown substance. Stated she did not feel safe.
I hope she's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
Not necessarily. It depends on what she's on. I hope she's
Prostitutes
okay.
were also found on the vessel, law enforcement sources told. And of course, what's the picture underneath that? Picture of his dog, his wife, and his kids.
Of course.
Why do they have to do that? Drag their fucking wife and kids into that
Yeah.
mess.
They're not the ones that made him do
But
this.
he had 43 grams of coke, 14 grams of ketamine, and a .380 pistol, 3 30-round 9mm magazines, 12-round magazine, and a 9mm pistol. 43 grams of coke, that's about short of 2 ounces.
Okay.
So there's probably more on there. They just probably had to find it.
There you go. I can see that. But then I'm thinking, too, he has ketamine on him.
14 grams, it's a
yeah,
lot.
It's a lot, but I'm just thinking ketamine and weapons. I'm having a hard time doing the math with that. I would think with ketamine, he wouldn't be interested in wanting to arm himself to the teeth.
Well,
it's like DMT or MDMA.
But if
do you want to be arming yourself to the teeth while
if you're out
getting in touch with yourself?
If you're out in waters, you don't want to get your yacht, Anyway, he confessed to firearms aboard, pointing out where other guns were located. He doesn't have a valid license to carry a firearm.
Oh, of course.
But he's a pain specialist. It's, I think, slapped with an additional charges of ammunition and possession of Class A and B drugs.
Wow.
This is just lazy because the boat was registered. He has addresses in Key Largo, Florida, Denver, and Colorado.
Okay.
Denver, Colorado, retired doctor who ran a spine and rehab clinic. In Florida, it's really easy to get a carry permit, so it's just lazy not to fill out paperwork.
Yeah. It's like Humble Dog had said. It's actually pretty easy to do, but you need to do it, and it's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
But he doesn't sound like he's the big fan of responsibility, per se.
No.
With his hiring women to exploit them for sex. And,
Well, back in May, the luxury vessel ran aground off Florida, though it didn't sustain much damage.
Huh.
And that was a giggling time to make it happen again.
Yeah.
He was going to be a skipper running aground, and he was going to have a lot more than Ginger and Marianne and Mrs. Howe would be banging.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so.
He was banging,
just wow.
enough blow and ketamine to and guns to help came by. And I see here too, an Australian teacher walks free after having sex with student.
Huh.
16, this woman teacher had sex with a 16-year-old student.
Okay. Was
allowed to avoid jail time and walk free on Tuesday.
Wow.
Monique Ooms. See if they could last name should be Ooms.
because teenage boys are so good at sex.
Gave her
That's sarcasm.
10 seconds of her life.
Yeah, there
Seen
you
her
go.
crying at the Court of Appeals in Melbourne.
Oh my God.
She only got community service, but shit.
That's something.
4 counts of sexually penetrating a minor under her care or supervision. I would.
I'm wondering. Yeah, like
Wouldn't she
sexually.
be the penetratee?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. Isn't he the one who did the penetrating?
Right.
Unless
And-
she could use a dildo or she could use some kind of sex toy on it. I'm not saying that's what she should do because again he's a teenager.
Maybe
but
that's what he wanted.
exactly. You know what? If I was gonna say if that's what he's into, like no, he's a teenager. I'm not gonna say that.
Hey, you never know. I'm not going to speak for this kid.
Yeah.
But what I find here, another bad article
Let's hear it.
titled Australian Teacher Walks Free After Having Sex with Student.
Yeah.
I think it should say Australian Teacher Walks Bow-legged after having sex with Student.
Of course.
Right?
Oh man.
No?
Yep. Probably more accurate and actually right about the caliper for this is New York Post, right?
Maybe.
Right about the caliper for it anyways. Except you have to have some kind of sensationalism in there
I
too.
feel bad for like the father of this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
because
come?
it's, as a father, he's probably like, are you upset, son? And the son's probably like, no, I don't care. All right. And the mom's like, oh my God, little Johnny.
Yeah.
Or they're looking for a lawsuit,
Yeah.
against the school.
Okay, I get that.
So, anyway, just my opinion. I could be wrong.
I mean, you could be, but then again, you were banging strippers when you were 15. So you know a thing or two about penetrating a woman that's older than you.
I think they do.
You see, I disagree. I don't think they knew because let me tell you, as a grown woman, there is nothing remotely sexually attractive about a teenage boy. There's really just not. No. You want a grown man who knows what he's doing? Yeah, I see. I will guarantee you, unless any of them were pedophiles, they did not know that you were a child.
Right. Well, there's another one out of Australia.
Let's hear it.
Two men charged after allegedly smuggling over 600 pounds of meth in surfboards.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
That's a lot of meth.
Yeah, it is.
Part of Chinese and Taiwanese international crime syndicate operating out of Melbourne. After anomalies were found with a shipment of 12 surfboards was x-rayed on August 11th. Inside the surfboards, AFP, Australian Federal Police, say they found about 172 pounds of crystalline substance alleged to be meth before it was replaced with the dummy substance.
Wow.
2 men allegedly involved in the Chinese and Taiwanese crime syndicate were arrested in Australia for smuggling nearly 660 pounds of meth into the country.
That's intense.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
Man. That's funny. One man from Burwood and another man from Punchbowl.
Is that a location
In Sydney.
In Sydney? Okay.
Yeah. Man. Man, that's a lot of meth.
Yeah, it is.
And let me see. Police raided a unit later the same day, seizing boxes of silicone molds they believe were allegedly hidden with 440 to 660 pounds of meth.
Wow.
That is a lot.
Yeah, it is.
On Thursday, Chen Chen and He Cheng Huang appeared before Melbourne's magistrate court. Man. Oh,
Yeah, that's a lot of crank.
Man. That's, man, oh man, that's a lot. It doesn't say how much he was worth.
Huh.
Or how much time they're facing it.
Probably a lot.
I don't know.
That's intense.
But that is insane, man.
Hmm.
And now Huang and Chen are headed for the pen.
That's good. Yeah.
Or you just give them the boards back and have them pedal back to China.
There you go. That'll keep them
If
going.
you make it, Well, no, you don't give him the crank.
Oh,
You got to do
man.
it on your own.
Oh, wow.
And if you make it back there,
Yeah, they wouldn't. They wouldn't make it back there. That wouldn't happen. Yeah.
give him a couple apples.
Yeah, that wouldn't do it. Yeah, it definitely
No?
wouldn't. Yeah, that wouldn't
Gotta
work.
make it last.
Well, they look too much like seals. If you're out on a surfboard, and especially if you're on your torso laying flat on the surfboard and using your arms and legs out to the side, you look too much like a seal.
Well, they're gonna have to figure something out.
I'm thinking. Well, I was gonna say it's probably gonna be for the best for them that they're not gonna have to do that. But then, is prison any better?
That's their choice,
Okay.
right?
Okay. I mean, would it actually be their choice? Because this is a hypothetical. This is a hypothetical if or situation, right?
Is it hypothetical?
Well, did it actually say that they have this as a choice, or did you just make this up?
Let me see. I don't know.
Are we playing pretend?
Maybe let's see.
Wow.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Shartman. The people are real.
Oh,
See?
man.
The verdict.
Is that
real.
the verdict?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Shartman.
So Judge Judy made this
She would
decision?
agree with me. She would agree with me.
Oh, man. And now Law and Order. Bum. So silly.
It's just in.
Oh, wow. I remember this is from I think 2 or 3 days ago we saw this. Is it really a big surprise? I wouldn't think so. That Vivek Ramaswamy, he
Yeah.
went on a known anti-Semitic podcast. Because of course he did.
Because he's nuts.
You see,
I don't know, man.
it definitely doesn't seem like he's nuts. He's definitely a very intelligent man because again he's a Yale graduate. He again
That
has
doesn't
a
make
degree
him
in law.
intelligent, though.
I get what you're saying, but from what I understand, I heard it put before too with other people that are within within candidacies for politicians and all this. And the one thing what's understood about him is he's very, very unlikely to get the Republican nomination. He's not going to, but he's not trying for that. He's not working on that.
Oh, he's trying for a seat in the party? Or
it wasn't even saying he's trying for a seat or anything like that, but what he seems to be trying to do is just trying to get on Trump's good side.
Why?
And it's working. Just like the idea is that perhaps he just wants eventually, when Trump steps down, that he's just going to pass over the reins. Mr. A, good to see you. But like he's just going to hand over the reins to Ramaswamy. I mean, who knows? But that's again the people who work within candidacy within politics here in the U.S. That's generally the what's being spoken about. Like, yeah, it just seems like he just wants Trump to hand over the reins to him eventually when Trump wants to step down. Now, mind you, I don't see Trump ever stepping down until he dies, or for hoping to God he gets locked up for a very, very long time.
And go ahead.
What?
I thought you were saying more.
Nope, that was it.
All right. DeSantis, I see here in Politico, DeSantis built a massive network of big donors. Many have ditched him.
All right.
He knows he's not going to win.
I could see that. You see, the hate only gets you so far.
Yeah.
And they've already got their hate guy. They've got their hate guy who just spouts hate all day, every day. And now you have a bunch of Republicans that are just trying to parrot the hate.
So, but they say Nikki Haley's the bet. Out of all of them, everybody's betting Nikki Haley because she's. Out of all of them, they're all kind of batshit crazy.
Yeah.
And they already have all batshit crazy, so they can't. They have to have somebody. And again, you have Biden, who is batshit crazy,
You
and
see,
you have Trump.
Crazy.
But look, he can't do another 4 years.
And I don't disagree with you on that. That might be too much.
You know,
he definitely doesn't come across as crazy, or batshit crazy, mind you.
He's old. He's going to run again.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody knows it's not a good idea.
Hmm.
So, I think what's going to happen to DeSantis
Yeah.
is he's going to, however, he's going to get, he's not going to be a candidate for the presidential election.
He's gonna get booted.
He's going to get booted, or you're not going to get booted. He's going to drop out to save face.
Okay, I could see that.
Then the next election for governor,
Yeah.
he's going to lose to the mayor of Miami
Oh, maybe. But you see
because the whole Disney fiasco.
Yeah. Oh, but did you see the mayor of Miami was also running for president too and dropped out?
Yeah, but he was smart enough to drop out.
It's true, but he also wasn't. He didn't have the backing to stay with it.
But
so
Trust
yeah.
me, he does. He does in Florida though. He's
Okay.
very popular in Florida
All right.
with the Latinos and everything else.
Hmm.
He'll make his move for presidency. Not yet. Just like DeSantis, he did it too soon.
He's an asshat.
He is an asshat. He's too
Yeah.
full of himself.
Yeah.
But there's
Well,
the
it's,
mayor.
again, it's just the Republican Party does one thing and one thing only: just parrots hate and projection. That's it. All sorts of criminal and illegal behavior, and then saying Democrats do it. No, you're the one doing this.
Hmm.
This is you.
No, that's just my opinion.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Yeah, but Nikki Haley is no better.
No better than who?
Any of the other ones.
Um.
Any of the other Republicans, I should clarify.
Well, I think
As a woman, she's no better. Because the whole thing, she is just still on the side of like, well, no, we just need to leave it up again with Roe versus Wade for states. Like, really? As a woman, fuck you. Seriously, no, seriously, fuck you as a woman.
mhm.
You're going to say this? How dare you?
I don't want to say anything, but I think the Republicans probably see it's probably like, all right, the Democrats had a black eye.
Yeah.
The next thing that's going to be, we're progressive, is going to be a woman.
Yeah, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Can't be an Asian.
Why not?
Because.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, or I don't know. That's just the way America thinks. They would have had one already, right?
Well, it took us how long to have an African American
But-
president? So you would have thought we would have had one already, decades before Obama came to be.
Just saying, the next in line is a woman
It might be.
who is
Yeah.
a little easy on the eye.
I could kind of see that.
Not saying
Yeah.
she's a stunner, but she ain't Hillary.
She ain't Hillary, no.
Look, I'm not busting Hillary's balls.
But you are.
I'm just saying. She became too much of a fucking, I don't know, rough around. She became too rough. It's going to be Big Mike Obama.
The administration says it's going to be Big Mike Obama. Who's Big Mike Obama?
Hmm.
I'm not sure.
Is he
I
talking
know
about,
there's a story coming up with this.
Yeah,
in
is he
this story.
talking about Michelle Obama?
Oh, I don't know.
Because there's rumors about that too.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
What about Oprah? Barack's husband.
Barack's husband. Oh, so bad.
Same.
And Mr. A said, yes, I am. There you go.
Same.
Because you talk about Michelle
Oh.
Obama. I'd be okay with her. I think she'd be all right. He did a good job. I feel like she'd do a good job too.
But she's a dude. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's going to do a good job.
It's true, but I would think she would likely be far better than the last guy.
But I don't think the country's going to be ready for a black woman yet. I think they'll be ready for a white woman.
Oh, maybe.
You got to ease into it.
I get what you're saying. The only thing I'm thinking is, like, when it comes down to voting rights, it wasn't black men got the right to vote before women did. and then all women got the right to vote together. It wasn't white women and then black women. It was just all women at once
It's the
because we're
same.
all considered the same.
I know.
That's the way it is.
Don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not shooting the messenger. I'm
Just my
stating
humble
fact.
opinion.
I know. I'm just stating fact.
IMHO.
I'm just stating fact.
IMHO.
I'm just stating fact. That's it.
Just stating my opinion. That's all.
There you go. Now, mind you, of course, if Biden were to win again, which I would think if it's between Biden and Biden and Donald Trump, Biden would blow him out of the water because the vast majority of people don't want Trump.
It all depends what happens between now and the election, because there's a lot of stuff coming up. They want to charge Hunter Biden at the end of this month with gun charges and this, that, the other thing. So there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that who knows what's going to come out on each, and where things will progress.
Republicans have had a hard-on for Hunter Biden for a while, and they keep swinging and missing.
What's I'm saying, honey?
They just
but there's
over and over and over again.
It's like a lifetime away. When is it? 2024.
Practically at 2024, November 7th. No, November 2nd.
It's 15 months away. That's forever. That's forever.
It is. Mr. A said after Kamala Harris, there's a huge setback for women in the White House. You see, I don't see Kamala Harris as being a setback. I haven't, my sister's not a fan of her either. I haven't seen her do anything that I didn't like per se when she's in the White House. And Humble Dog says, "Hey guys, good to see you, Humble Dog." Oh man, yeah, we're talking about who would be. Tim was saying he thinks that for Democrats, next up is going to be a woman who's going to be in primary Democrat primary for after Biden. It's going to be a woman for it, and I can see that.
And then they're saying how what's his face, Glenn Youngkin.
Yeah.
That a lot of big donors want to throw money at him.
Yeah.
Instead of DeSantis.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're a little more progressive.
Yeah.
Especially for abortion and.
From what I understand.
Because DeSantis' decision, he signed a 6-week abortion ban.
Yeah.
And that alienated a shitload of donors.
Well, from what I understand, from what I heard recently, is Glenn Youngkin is pushing for abortion ban all across the country.
I'm just saying what it says.
Okay. I'm just telling you what I saw earlier today, too.
Okay.
And Mr. A said, "Have you seen her do anything for Kamala Harris?" I really haven't. That's the whole thing. I haven't seen her do anything per se. I haven't seen her do anything that basically I think was, "Oh, you shouldn't have done it." But then I haven't seen her do anything specifically. But then even talking to my sister, she's of the same opinion too. I don't like her. And I said, "What don't you like?" "Well, I haven't seen her do anything." And I said, "Well, what do vice presidents do?" She said, "Well, nothing really, unless the president dies, but I don't know." So, I mean, who knows?
See, they're saying about his fight with Disney too. They don't like.
Oh, DeSantis,
big donors, yeah.
Of course.
Again, let businesses be businesses. Don't tell them how to fucking.
Well, he's got the hard on to come after the LGBTQIA communities, and also the communities of color, and women's rights. Oh, he's totally has a hard on against women's rights.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
It's a party of hate. That's all they do. Hate.
I think there's a lot more going on with DeSantis.
Maybe.
The whole "thou protest too much" kind of thing.
Maybe. He doth protest too much.
Yeah.
Methinks, perchance.
I think.
Hey, you might be right on that.
So, it's just a gut feeling.
Yeah.
Because, when you're, that whole, what is his, is PAC, called, Never Back Down.
Oh yeah, and his was Never Back Down boys. They're the military fantasy camp boys.
Yeah.
That he has to go and fight immigrants, teaching them hand-to-hand combat. Oh my God, are you serious?
No.
But this group, what they were supposed to do since World War II is help during hurricanes, help during fires.
Mm.
You're just gonna watch them fight?
Hey,
That's what you watch?
did you
Mr. A said, "What rights would women be losing?" Yeah, touche, Mr. A. At this point in time, not many.
All right, here we go.
Oh, bro, we
Delta
sent
flight-
a little soup. Good to see you
Delta
again.
flight had to be turned around in order to clean up a medical issue, apparently involving a passenger having diarrhea all the way through the plane.
Wow.
All the way.
So disgusting. Mr. Nobody, good to see you again.
Yeah, what's up, bud? All through the plane.
Wow.
Transatlantic Delta flight on Friday was forced to turn around after a passenger had a medical issue, which audio from the flight deck suggests involved the passenger having diarrhea in the aircraft's cabin. The plane was 2 hours into the 8-hour journey from Atlanta to Barcelona when it made a U-turn. From Flight Trader 24 indicates. An audio transmission between the pilots and air traffic control was shared by aviation enthusiasts on X, having been recorded from liveatc.com. There wasn't technical problems with the Airbus A350. Yeah,
Mr.
It's
Nobody
funny
said, can
because-
you imagine the smell? Exactly.
we've had a passenger who's had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta. A picture of the uploaded, to the ATC subreddit appeared to show flight progress strips related to Friday's incident. I'm surprised they don't have actually pictures of it.
Apparently there are pictures somewhere, but thankfully I'm happy I didn't see them. Because I saw somebody made a comment about how they saw it. And they said it just looks like diarrhea dribbled down the aisle.
Oh my God.
Do you really want to see that?
Well, how much could it have been, I guess?
I don't know.
And the thing I read about it, the flight attendants tried spraying like vanilla,
Yes.
scent
I
to
saw
cover it. And somebody said it just made it worse.
Just smelled like vanilla shit.
Vanilla diarrhea, right? Which I could see that.
But yeah, but even thinking too, I'd said this to Tim because he saw this and then emailed it to me, of course. Of course, somebody having, again, diarrhea up and down the aisle in this plane. How many people on the airline then got sick and vomited because of this? I guarantee you a lot of them did. So there was all sorts of disgusting.
It didn't say if it was a man or a woman.
No.
But the worst thing about it is after it went back and they cleaned the plane,
Yeah.
if you were on that plane going to Barcelona, you were taking that same plane.
Yep. You got
Back
sent
to
back
Barcelona.
again.
Yep. You're taking that same plane.
Apparently they did a good job
I
cleaning
would
it,
not
but
have gotten back on that plane.
yeah,
I wouldn't have.
think so. Like, are you
I'd
serious?
call it. No, I mean,
Just ew.
I know if I had gotten another plane, it was probably just as dirty or just as clean.
But
It wouldn't have
somebody
mattered.
didn't have diarrhea up and down that
I don't
one.
know. It could have been worse. It just, I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I guess that's why you get flight insurance.
that's
See,
smart.
that would be a great advertisement for flight insurance.
for diarrhea.
To show the picture
Oh,
of
God.
the trail going
Oh.
up the aisle
Oh,
with
God.
it all state. You never know.
Oh God, yeah, I think you're right. That works. And Mr. Nobody says throw that motherfucker off the plane. I get that, but if you open the emergency exit, then there's the suction coming out, and that means a lot of other people are going to get sucked out.
But not
It
that
would be just
person.
a whole-
She already shit. So
Yeah.
the damage is done.
It's true.
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
It's true. I appreciate where you're coming from, Mr. Nobody, but it's a nice idea, but it just would be all in vain. And yes, just like you said,
How old is this person?
you can't put the toothpaste back in. It's not going to happen. And Mr. Nobody says, ugh.
Can't put the toothpaste back in the tube as much as you want to.
Let me tell you how this is going to end.
Yeah.
Oh, but wow.
I don't know.
Well, just thinking too, somebody had diarrhea up and down the plane. Are they okay? Because that's some serious dehydration too.
I don't know.
Did this person survive?
I don't know what they ate
Yeah. what was it?
pre-boarding.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh man.
I heard I had the nerves before.
But yeah, this is intense.
If you're having something like that, go get some fucking anti-diarrhea or something.
Maybe that could be a better choice. Yeah, because like nerves, you would think vomiting.
But how can
You
you
gotta
not
go
make
off
it to
that.
either bathroom?
I don't know. That's a sign of somebody who was probably very sick.
Again, it said it was 2 hours into the flight.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were like just taking off and it's all right, just don't get up out of your seat. And they couldn't.
Yeah. Nope.
I still would have gotten up out of my seat.
Well, from this, I can understand why, because you know what's coming. So let me tell you how this is going to end. Yeah.
Right. Man,
Just wow.
it was like a treasure map.
Oh, I don't know about that. Mr. Nobody says this sounds like a Jerry Seinfeld skit about airplane food. You know what? Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Mm.
Oh, but wow. I am happy we weren't on that flight. And Mr. A said, how else would COVID start spreading again? LOL.
Yeah.
You never know. Could have been part of it because COVID's out and about again.
Yeah.
We just got over it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, just ew. But then at the same point in time, too, it's like my heart on some level goes out to this person because what did you
That
eat?
was
What
a
happened?
lot. Like
Yeah.
you had to have like fucking.
All down the aisle? Really? Down the aisle on the
You couldn't
airplane?
have just stopped in one spot and
No.
like shit yourself. You had to run up and down the aisle.
Wow.
You couldn't ask for a fucking, paper, plastic bag or
Or
something.
you just gonna say, I'm gonna guess probably for some of that too. Is like since somebody had commented that it looks like it was dribbled, maybe they knew it was just so wet. There was gonna be just no shitting themselves. It was just gonna go splatter all over the place anyway. So they're gonna hurry back to the airplane bathroom. But ew.
Unless the cart was in the way where they were feeding people,
Oh God, that's terrible.
and they couldn't get
couldn't
through
get around
either
it.
way.
And Mr. Nobody said also it is really, really embarrassing. Exactly. Yes, it is.
I would have
Humiliating.
fucking jumped over that cart.
I could see that. But then if you're dribbling like that, you would have shat over top of the car.
I don't. You know what? I would have fucking pulled out that garbage can that they got,
Yeah.
pulled out that garbage bag, and I
And
would have
gone
fucking
right
stood
there.
in that bag. I would have stood in that bag so it ran down my fucking
my
pants,
God.
down into the bottom of that bag,
Oh
and
my
say, you know
God.
what? I know this looks weird, but you'll all understand what's happening in 1 minute.
If you don't understand already,
And you
can't already smell it.
right.
Oh my God. Wow.
And what am I having? I'm having a few bottles of water, okay, to wipe myself off with.
Wow.
And when I say napkins, don't give me 2 napkins like you normally do. Give me the fucking roll of napkins.
You need the wet
You
wipes.
stingy fucking
You really
stewardesses.
You need the wet wipes for this.
Yeah,
Oy vey.
I need some help here.
Yeah. But do you really want their help for it?
I might.
Oh God.
I need it.
Oh man. That
There's only
is
so much
bad.
I can do. I can pretty much probably take the pants off,
Yeah.
right? Clean myself up within the trash bag.
Yeah, there you go.
And I probably, in my carry-on, have something to wear.
Yeah, you got underwear. You got pants. Or
I just need pants. I don't need underwear.
Yeah, I could see that.
I don't need shoes. I just need pants. I need shorts of some
Or
point.
shorts, that's it. And Mr. Nobody says, I remember being on a plane and it smelled like vomit the entire time. That was unbearable. But you're right. This is so much worse than that.
Yeah.
Oy vey. But yeah, you're entirely right, though, Mr. Nobody. That is so embarrassing. Yeah, humiliating on a whole other level.
Mm-hmm. I remember I flew once.
Yeah.
My kids were younger. Thank God they slept like me the whole time.
Yeah. They are
But-
your kids, so it makes sense.
So I remember one time I was flying somewhere. It was towards the end of the flight. I started walking back to the back of the plane to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
This poor lady and her husband had a kid. They were both soaked in fucking vomit.
Oh.
Their shirts, and they looked up at me
Oh.
like, "This sucks."
Yeah.
And they were just and then one of them was holding the baby or something, and like
Was the
in
baby
between them.
crying?
No, it was
Just
done.
vomiting?
Yeah, no, it was done vomiting, but I guess it
Wow.
had,
Oh.
between the two of them, they just had puke all over them, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yay, parenthood?
And they're looking at each other like, why the fuck did we want this?
Oh,
Who talked
man.
us into having this kid?
I remember several years ago, Wanda Sykes, she had a set that she did where she and her wife had adopted, or I forget if they adopted, no, I think they had two. They had twins. But she had a set, and one of her sets that she did, and she was talking about how, you notice how people with kids will say, oh, hey, you should have kids, they're entirely worth it. But she said, notice this, when they tell you about, oh yeah, kids are tough, but they're entirely worth it, they never look you in the eye when they say they're entirely worth
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Oh man, Mr. Nobody says, I hope he doesn't bring up topics like this when he has dinner with other people.
It depends if I like him or not.
Exactly.
If I want to get out having dinner with him ever again, I bring it up.
There you go. It gets us out pretty quick.
Oh, and I keep talking about it because especially if they're really enjoying their dinner, then they'll be like, I'm never inviting him ever again.
There you go.
And be like, ha ha ha, my plan is succeeding.
Success.
Success is mine.
Oh, that is too funny.
Ha ha ha, you dingy bastard.
Well then. And then you belch.
I belch. But, all right. We gotta go. We got an early morning.
We do. But it was good getting to talk to you, Mr. Nobody,
thanks,
and Humble
everybody.
Dog, and Mr. A.
We will see everybody tomorrow. Are
We
you
will.
late night tomorrow or not?
Tomorrow I'm done by 7, which will bring me home by like 7:30.
All right, so maybe tomorrow or if not the next day.
All right, we can do an episode at like 8, I think.
All right.
But we'll catch you tomorrow, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.